The first event on day number 3 in Calgary of the ISU Speed Skating World Cup Women's Team Pursuit. A look at today's pairings. Keeping an eye on whether Japan can go back-to-back after winning in Salt Lake City last week. And Canada and the US rounding out the field today. But kicking it off will be China and Belgium.
1 minute to serve. Introducing the first race in the women's team pursuit. In the crossing straight, front runners, Isabel Vanels and Sandy Toss from Belgium.
Team Belgium will be at the crossing straight. On the finishing straight closest to the stands at the Olympic Oval in Calgary, it is China, led by Han Mei. So China at the front of your screen, Belgium at the top. 6 laps around the track. And of course, Anastasia, we talk about the team pursuit. Let's set this up for everyone. If you haven't seen it before, 3 skaters going in sync. That's the name of the game.
Synchronicity. You almost want to just see one skater skating at any given time. Belgium looking nice as they find their stride together. This is a team event. So again, you work as a team. You're seeing a little bit of the hand on the lower back. That's to transfer speed, transfer energy. And the time stops when the 3rd skater crosses the line signal. So you have to finish as a team. Team China finding that nice rhythm, relaxing into their speed.
4 laps to go. China with a slight edge over Belgium at this stage of the race.
A lot of teams have changed up their tactics in the last year, 18 months. Of course, we are 75 days away from the Milano Cortina Olympics. And everyone has their eyes on the prize of being on the Olympic podium. So we're seeing a lot of athletes and a lot of teams change up how many laps people are leading. And again, you're seeing these athletes put their hand on the lower back of the athlete in front of them. That really helps them maintain their speed, maintain their energy efficiency, and skate as a team. Signet, again, it's against the clock, but to win this race, you've got to do it as a team.
Team China will come across in first right now. 2 laps remain in the women's team pursuit. The first of 4 pairings we'll see on the afternoon in Calgary.
China now 3 seconds up.
So 3 seconds up, that's a good looking chunk of time. Han Mei is the last skater in that pack, kind of spurring everyone on.
Love the way she skates, and yes, she is absolutely transferring that energy. You do see the athletes, of course, wear helmets and goggles, cut-proof socks. These athletes are skating very fast Signa on 16.5, 16-inch blades. basically samurai swords.
Around the final corner, you can see, yes, fatigue is starting to come in. And they crashed across the line. It'll still count for their time, but that's, you know, how tired you can get towards the end of the race. And
well, it's always unfortunate when we see someone fall. Thankfully, she fell that close to the finish line, but of course, they did lose some valuable time right then and there. The Olympics being only a handful of days away, really. You want to have every single showing be reflective of your skill, and unfortunately, they just get caught up here. Did they blip? Oh, just got back on her heels a little bit. Thankfully, again, right in front of the finish line. But unfortunate.
Li Zhuowen, the athlete that fell there, but time will count. Pairing number 2. Kazakhstan on the far side of the oval, on the crossing straight, led by Nadezhda Morozova. She's got the white cuffs on her arms. Taking on the Netherlands. Joy Berne, Antoinette Rijtma-de-Jong, Marika Grunewald. World Championship gold medalists had some struggles in the opening World Cup of the season in Salt Lake City. Made a little change to their lineup of skaters. So this is the exact 3 that won the World Championships a year ago in Hamar, Norway. Netherlands closest to you on your screen. Kazakhstan in those blue skin suits on the opposite side. 6 laps around the track. And the time stops, of course, when that 3rd skater crosses the line. That's where the Netherlands got in trouble in Salt Lake City. Lisa Dole a little bit behind after with 2 laps remaining, and they ended up bleeding a lot of time, but right now in the green.
Great start for the Dutch. You'll hear us say it, but synchronicity is key. That's a beautiful shot. They're all skating very well together, matching their strides, super low in the corner, and then they have that one hand just on the lower back to help maintain their efficiency, maintain their speed.
Joy Berne, the one leading them out.
I was going to say, looks very good. She's had a wonderful weekend, skating so well. 1,500 meter and 3,000 gold medals in Calgary, looking to add another medal to her trophy case. 4 laps to go. The Netherlands eating into that time set by China. Looks very nice and relaxed here. Gorgeous corner entry. Then you see them just pick up their tempo ever so slightly coming out of the corner, building their speeds there, and then relaxing into the straightaway. This is looking very good for the Dutch.
Over a second into the green at this stage of the race. So Marika Grunewald added to the World Cup team pursuit team this weekend. A usual skater, of course, part of the World Championship team, but feeling really confident. She was in the 1,500 meter B final yesterday and was second, felt really good about it. Almost 2 seconds up now, the Netherlands.
Kazakhstan sitting 3rd place overall to this point of the race.
Still looking really nice and relaxed. Nothing moves on Berne, right? She's just so efficient. Nice aggressive arm swing in that corner. Taking the extra crossover, looking so good. Signa, you can never, ever bet against the Dutch.
Almost 3 seconds now, and we're in the bell lap. And they'll want to lay down a big time with some solid teams still to come. Japan and Canada in particular. It's 3 seconds now. The Netherlands coming around this final corner. Clock stops when the last skater crosses the line. And the time 2:52.47. So leaping into first place, the Netherlands, the world champs.
They're such a rock solid team, especially these three women. They work so well together. Joy looked so good to lead it out, and they matched her stride for stride. Very strong showing from the Dutch.
So it's Netherlands, China, Kazakhstan with 2 pairings left to go.
Pair number 3.
In this pairing, Germany on the crossing straight. Schultz, Schlorb, and Hoffman for Germany. Looks like Scholz, Leah Sophie Scholz, will lead them out with the white cuffs on her arm. And Japan, Miho Takagi, wearing those white armbands, will lead things out. Anchored by Ayano Sato. This is a team that won in Salt Lake last week, looked really solid. Of course, World Championship silver medalists and Olympic silver medalists. Six laps around the track, women's team pursuit. The time to beat set by the Netherlands, 2:52.47. See how in sync everyone is off the bat, Anastasia.
Well, the Japanese were very strong off of the line. Immediately looked just so strong. I love how all of them skate. I feel like Miho has been giving us a technical clinic since she was 15 years old. It's such a privilege to watch her still be at this level after so many years.
7-time Olympic medalist leading things off for Japan, already over a second in the green at this stage of the race.
This looks very nice and relaxed. Easy speed, as we call it.
4 laps remaining now. Lost a little bit of time, but still looking
very nice. Great lean from the Germans. We've talked about it all weekend. There's kind of this renaissance of German skating, which is so exciting. But Team Japan right now looking very, very nice.
Halfway through the race, still bleeding a little bit of time. Anastasia, concerned about that at this stage of the race?
Well, they are still looking very in sync, but we know how large the engine of the Dutch is, so they certainly don't want to see it continue to erode away, which is happening right now.
So losing a 10th as they go along, so Japan maybe not at top speed. See how this next interval looks. Okay, 5/10 in front, 2 laps remain.
Miho looking still very nice, really strong. She's let it out the entire way. 2 arms on her back. And again, that synchronicity. Great matching of strides. Taking the extra crossover.
Coming into the bell lap now. Oh, so just up by a 10th. They've got to get a move on here. And they've been almost bleeding a 10th every single lap.
Well, and we can see now that they are struggling a little bit to find that synchronicity. Fatigue has hit.
Sato on the back looking like she's struggling to hang on. And we'll see what the time is going to be as Japan comes towards the line. And they lost a ton of time there, 2:53.09.
They absolutely went for it. I mean, very fast off the line, looked great, but yes, that last lap just a little too much for the Japanese. Solid showing, but great race for the Dutch as well.
And Germany sliding into third place at this stage, another solid result. The Germans were fourth in Salt Lake City. Final pairing in the women's team pursuit. All North American battle. The United States coming off an emotional third place finish in Salt Lake City last week. Brittany Bowe, Mia Manganiello. And the crowd going wild for the Canadians, the Olympic champions, Isabelle Weideman, Valerie Malte, Yvonne Blondin. Canada at the foreground of your screen, the United States on the upper part of your screen. All about synchronicity in this 6-lap race. Final pairing of the day. The Canadians trying to get up to speed early. The Americans trying to get close together. The Netherlands have the time to beat, 2:52.47.
Great start for Team USA. Team Canada, admittedly, they've admitted, hey, you know what? Isabelle Weideman has a massive engine. It does take the Canadians a second to get up to speed. They have played with their tactics, and they're confident that they can really whittle away at any lead from their competitors. Brittany Bowe looking very nice and aggressive as well.
Well, the United States in front by 9/100ths right now, or trying to eat away at that lead that the Dutch put forward.
Isabelle Weideman leading it out, of course. She is very tall, over 6 feet tall. It gives a nice little draft there to Val Malte and Yvonne Blondin. Yvonne looking a little off of that corner, but back now looking very nice.
US in third at this stage of the race, Canada in fourth.
The States really building their corners nicely, but here's Canada.
Halfway through this 6-lap race, and the Canadians looking to get up to that top speed. Blondin trying to get closer to Malte, who's the middle skater.
Malte coming off an amazing week. Amazing 2 weeks, really, Signa. The Canadians feeling strong, confident. But the Americans are absolutely building those corners.
But it's the Canadians ahead at this stage, sitting in third place with 2 laps to go.
I'd like to see Yvonne have her hand on Valerie's back just a little bit more. But they are going very fast right now. And again,
8/100ths off of the lead right now.
They've played with those tactics. The United States falling behind ever so slightly as the Canadians really find that synchronicity again.
1 lap to go. The Canadians trailing by 1/100th of a second. This is the final pairing of the day. The Canadians now 7/100ths off the pace set by the Netherlands. Need a good final corner and a good final straight. The Canadians coming towards the finish line. The crowd on their feet, what's it gonna be? Just in second place. Off by 1/10 of a second. So the Netherlands taking the title in Calgary, the Canadians in second place. And Japan will slide into third.
Solid race for the Canadians, the Dutch, the Japanese, that was some great team pursuit skating. I felt like in the last about 600 meters of this team pursuit, the Canadians could have been just a little bit more in sync. But of course, not every race can be perfect. I think they can take a lot of confidence from this. Isabel Weideman looking very, very strong up front. Great stride matching. Of course, all these three women know each other very well. They won gold together in Beijing. And they're going, hey, we got another shot at this in 75 days when the Olympics starts. Congratulations.
For a second straight week, second place in the team pursuit. And the Netherlands, who finished off the podium last week in Salt Lake City, back on top of the podium. So it's Netherlands, Canada, and Japan. The United States just on the outside looking in at the podium.
Joy leading the Dutch out so strong. It's been such a privilege and pleasure to watch her skate. All three of these women skate, but Joy has been absolutely on fire. They look great right from the gun. Super, super in sync. They skated together as a team. Very strong skating from the Dutch. Men's team pursuit will come up next. And after the pursuits, we'll see the women's and men's 500-meter races, and then the mass start for the women and the men. So big day, concluding with the mixed gender relay. First time we've seen it contested this season. And there's Evanie Blondin.
Exhausted.
Hope she's all right. Yeah, absolute fatigue. I mean, they emptied the tank in that team pursuit. 6 laps. It goes by quickly when you're on the couch, and it hurts when you're on the actual ice.
Of course, a few of these women will be racing in the mass start later on this afternoon, so they'll need to get some fuel and a quick shakeout of those legs. Look outside the Olympic Oval in Calgary, Alberta. This 1988 Olympic Legacy facility. Hosted a great weekend so far. We're on day 3 and atmosphere's been great. Fans have been great. I already made a comment about the music already.
It's been great.
3 check marks. 3 check marks.
Having a party here at the Calgary Olympic Oval. There's Jamie Gregg right there. 2-time Olympian and long track speed skating 500-meter specialist. Trained with him for a long, long time.
This is why you can pick out you can probably pick out a bunch of people in the stands.
Yeah.
Being a Calgary-born gal yourself.
Oh, yeah, born and raised. You know, I started speed skating at age 4, and I really do love and respect the legacy of this building. I think it's birthed so many dreams, and speed skating is just such a great community sport. There's really some lovely alumni that have shown up and have had some fun and cheering on all the athletes with the Olympics 2.5 months away.
75 days, in fact. And there's a lot on the line in these World Cups. This is the second World Cup stop of the season. Heading off to Heerenveen next, and then Hamar, Norway. And World Cup points on the line. It helps your country decide who gets to go to the Olympic Games. The countries are allowed a maximum of 8 women and 8 men. So these team pursuits are absolutely critical for teams, because you qualify a team pursuit team, then that just better chance of having more athletes going to the games.
Absolutely.
From all over the world here as well. Saw some real fireworks last week in the men's team pursuit. The United States with that world record time, chopping a second off their previous world record.
Team USA's team pursuit, in my opinion, is legendary. Well, that's not an opinion, that's just a fact. They are so good, but it's cool to see the pain train just continuously get better and push the limits of this sport, especially in the team pursuit.
The Netherlands getting ready. World Championship bronze medalists. So men's team pursuit in 3 minutes time.
Great shot to show you just how thin the blades are that we skate on. They're about the width of a dime. And when you're going 50 kilometers an hour, you can feel everything. It's pretty special. Especially on the fastest ice in the world,
right?
Signa.
Introducing the first pair.
Pairing number 1 of 4 inside the Calgary Olympic Oval. It will be Poland on the crossing straight. Vladimir Simaruni with the yellow, 2 medals at the World Championships last year. Silver in the 10,000 and bronze in the 5K. And the Netherlands World Championship bronze medalists Marcel Bosker, Chris Huizinga, and Bo Snellick. It was exactly those three that won that bronze medal in Hamar, Norway last year. So Netherlands at the front of your screen and Poland at the top. In the men's team pursuit, it is 8 laps around the track. Both teams trying to get up to speed early, maintain that speed. To be as together as possible. Netherlands slightly ahead of Poland at this stage. A disadvantage going first. You know, you can either put the pedal down and go as hard as you can and hope the rest of the field, but if you see the rest of the field, you have...
Yeah, it's, you know what, it's a big of disadvantages I think you make of it. There is an argument to be made just about whirlwind and kind of the energy in the building. Of course, you do take a Zamboni break, a flood break. So yeah, it can be a little nerve-wracking at times. The Dutch right now don't look all that nervous, though. This looks very nice. A little bit more synchronicity I'd love to see. You want to almost just see one athlete. Everyone should be matching each other's strides.
Poland right now in the lead. 5 laps to go, but bled a little bit of time there in that last lap.
Really nice build. The Polish there. Dutch settling in very nicely.
So the Netherlands now in 1, Poland in 2.
Looking relaxed, but again, I would love to just see a little bit more synchronicity from all 3 athletes. Marcel Bosker in 3rd.
So the Netherlands with the pace set right now. Polish team 2 seconds behind. Let's see what this interval time is. 2 laps to go. The Netherlands 2:45.03.
Still building their corners, but fatigue's starting to settle in a little bit.
Chris Huizinga in the front.
Using their arms really nicely to be efficient, of course, providing that energy transfer.
1 lap to go. And Poland 3 seconds behind at this stage. So now it's up to the Netherlands to put down a time that's competitive for the rest of the field to chase.
And they are fatiguing a little bit, Signa.
And pushing themselves towards this finish line. And it will be 3:38.66. So Poland 4 seconds off the pace set by the Netherlands.
Work together as a team. Again, they were off the podium last week. This is a bounce back, I think, from Salt Lake City, certainly. But again, as you said, first pair. It'll be interesting how everyone answers back.
Second pairing of the men's team pursuit features Germany, Patrick Beckert, Felix Mali, Fridtjof Petzold.
And Stefan Elving from Germany. And in the finishing straight from Japan, Sho Sasaki.
And from Japan,
And Riko Shibuya.
waiting for the third member of their team to come to the line. That was a little unusual. Talk about not being in sync off the bat.
I'm not certain what the delay was.
Shomu Sasaki leading things off for Japan.
And we're underway here.
And Patrick Beckert leading things out for Germany.
Patrick Beckert, an absolute veteran of the circuit.
It's Japan with the early edge. Again, 8 laps around this Olympic oval. One lap down and both teams in the green.
Very strong start. Team Japan and Team Germany looking very solid as one unit. See those 2 arms on the back, trying to be as efficient as possible as they all skate as one.
Two laps down, Japan building on their lead.
It's fascinating to think, if you go all the way back to Vancouver 2010, the Canadian men won gold. And one of the members of that team pursuit team was Matt Giroux. He came from short track. He really, I don't know, a few people might claim that they have invented the push. But it's just very cool now to see that this is something that every single country does. The first athlete, of course, breaking the wind, giving a little bit of a draft for the athletes in the second and third position. And the athletes in that second and third position, ever so slightly, just keeping their hands on the lower back. That helps push the athlete that's leading the train to even greater strengths and speeds.
Halfway point of the race. Japan still comfortably in front.
I was going to say, they look
like they've slowed down.
They have, definitely.
In front in this pairing, I should say. So 2/10 behind the time put up by the Netherlands at this stage of the race.
Fatigue starting to settle in, which of course is to be expected. But they just don't look as light on their feet as they did for the first few laps. You can start to see some of those, you know, just
Standing up a little bit too.
Yeah, not as in sync. They're doing their best. They're combating that fatigue, but it is starting to look a little bit heavier.
So the Netherlands being that first pairing, it was hard to see how their time would stand up. And now this second pairing, just bleeding time, trailing by over a second.
Germany looking still quite strong. Still working really nicely as a team. Oh,
ahead of Japan right now.
Mali there looking just a little bit fatigued in third.
Bell lap now. Germany's got the edge over Japan here in this second pairing.
Oh, and that's where you start to see you can drop off the pack. That is not what you want to have happen. He does a good job to
stay with them.
And same thing for Japan as well.
Remember, it's when the third skater crosses the line, your time stops. Japan racing across the line in third place. Germany feeling good.
Great race.
39, A3.
Simple race. They stuck to their game plan and did a great job of skating 8 laps as a team. That is the key. to this discipline. You can have the 3 most talented, fastest skaters in the world, but if they can't find kind of that rhythm to match strides and to be in sync, it has gone sour and wrong a lot of times. Good job for Team Germany.
And now, introducing the third race in this men's speed pursuit. In the crossing straight,
Pairing number 3. We see China. Ning Zhongyan, Wu Yu, Liu Hanbin, China. They were 3rd in Salt Lake City last week against the team that was just held off the podium last week, led by Timothy Lubino, the world record holder in the 5,000. Timmy Tempo leading things off for France. So Liu Hanbin of China leading things off, and Lubino taking the lead for France. 8 laps around the Olympic Oval. And the time to beat set by the Netherlands in the opening pairing, 3:38.66.
France not opting to. Okay, there they are. I was going to say, they're not using the hand on the back technique, but there they are. Team China looking very good. Liu, such an exciting athlete coming up.
Both of these teams in the green by 6/10 at this stage of the race. And trying to stay a little bit in touch there.
Nice and in sync, moving as one from the Chinese. France not really opting for that arm on the lower back in the corners, but certainly they're coming together as a team in the straights.
5 laps to go. France in the green by a second.
Building those corners, very strong skating. Riding their blades nicely, very efficient.
Deschamps at the back, not doing that technique.
No, and perhaps he's really just opting to build his own corner, and then he is putting his hand on the back to transfer.
Doing it on the straight, so China well off right now.
France absolutely putting on the jets.
7/10 in the green right now. 3 laps to go.
But there's a lot of race left. Again, building those corners very nicely and finding their straightaway strides again. But certainly,
Deschamps, that's interesting.
Deschamps is off the stride in the corners, then finds it in the straight.
Well, they're making up time.
They're negative splitting, so it is working.
1 second in the green. Less than 2 laps to go.
And a 5,000-meter world record by Timothy Lubino, to your point, has got to just be jet fuel to this French team. Doesn't happen every day. They are struggling a little bit with 1 to go. They've lost their stride.
Well, bell lap, they got to get back on it. Ahead by 0.95. Deschamps really struggling to keep up with the other 2 skaters right now.
And they have bled a little bit of that lead, Signa.
Maybe not too much. They've picked up steam coming around this final straight, pushing those legs home, and the time, they're in front.
Holy!
3:38. 4:34.09. That's big for the French team. Big breakthrough with one pairing left to go.
Very strong showing from the French. I was a little worried. I was a little worried about Deschamps just being ever so slightly off of the stride in the corner, but it worked. He was building his corner, a little bit of a hang up there right off the line. Again, we wear cut-proof socks. These blades are very, very sharp, 16 to 17.5-inch blades.
France guaranteeing a medal today in the team pursuit.
Huge showing for the French. Congratulations.
One pairing left to go. And why not save the best to last, right? The Olympic champions from Norway. Sander Nytrom, Sigurd Henriksen, Peter Konchak, who was on that Olympic team in Beijing 2022. They were second last week in Salt Lake City. Against the winners from last week, the world record holders, the United States. Ethan Sepperon, Casey Dawson, Emery Lehman. Casey Dawson, that huge 5,000 win earlier this week in Calgary. Eight laps around the track. The Olympic champions against the world champions. Norway's got to pull together here. Sander Nytrom leading off. Not quite in sync yet. And there you go. And both teams in the green. The United States already 3/10 in front. Really, you know, in sync team. Like, not to repeat ourselves, but you were talking about the Americans being, you know, almost untouchable right now. They just have that chemistry that you need.
That's the word, chemistry, absolutely. I mean, they won last week in Salt Lake City by almost 3 seconds, 2.7 seconds, Signa. And right now, come on, what a beautiful split. Absolutely saying, hey, we're here to play and we're gonna go out nice and strong. Really nice skating from the United States. Sander Nytrom, very similar to Isabel Weideman from the Canadians. Very tall, giving a nice draft to his teammates. As is Casey Dawson right here, again, with that extra pep in his step. Unbelievable 5K for him.
Almost 2 seconds ahead right now at this stage of the race.
Nice corner build. And then they're just finding that relaxed, easy speed in the straightaways. Nice build.
Right now, halfway through the race, over 2 seconds in the lead. Norway sliding into second place at this stage. Remember, France has the time to beat, 3:38.09. They just keep going.
Riding their blades so nicely. They also skate a very similar track pattern. They're just all syncing up. They are one team. Again, all three individual athletes exceptionally talented, but they are more than the sum of their parts. And they've proven that time and time again. This is a great race from the United States.
United States almost 3 seconds in front. Two laps to go. Lost a little bit of time there.
Fatigue starting to set in just a little bit, as I've said. You know, they look a little bit heavier on their feet. The knee bend has come up, but they're still, well, they're combating that fatigue, trying to race this as one. Team Norway still looking good, but they are bleeding as well. As
Norway sliding to third place right now. Bell lap now, the United States again, they're up again, almost to 3 seconds.
The pain train is doing it again.
But it feels good when you're on that bell lap. You just got to bring it home. And the United States building that lead, looking for back-to-back wins. So we've got a fall from from Norway.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Team Norway as the States brings it home. Come on, Signa, again. 2.7 seconds. That's so disappointing for Team Norway.
3:35, 3:4, the winning time. And again, in dominant fashion.
Not as fast for Team America as last week, excuse me, but I mean really 2.7 seconds. This is the second weekend in a row that they've won by this margin. They are in a different league at present. Nothing really changed for the three, right? You could tell that they were starting to get at the feed. The lactic was starting to build, the lungs burn, but they did it together, super strong off of the line immediately. They're matching their strides and great corner builds. Very, very efficient from all three men.
Casey Dawson leading it out the whole way.
Look at that lean, what a great shot, so fast.
Emery Lehman and Ethan Seperon. So the world champions, world record holders, back-to-back team pursuit victories on the World Cup circuit. And on that road to Milano Cortina, that's the team to beat right there, the Stars and Stripes. Final results today, the United States, France with a big breakthrough, a silver medal in the team pursuit. That is a huge boost of confidence for that country, led by Timothy Lubino. And the Netherlands back on the podium.
Big bounce back from the Dutch, of course. They were 6th last weekend. But I mean, phenomenal team pursuit from the States, but congratulations to Team France too, because they're on fire right now, and I think they're going to look back on the video too and go, okay, that was not a perfect race. There's a little bit more room for improvement, and that would be a pretty special moment if they could find themselves on the Olympic podium.
U.S. leading the World Cup standings after 2 races. Just had it going from the very beginning. This team, World Championship bronze medalists in 2022. Growing together and really dominant on the World Cup circuit, looking to translate that to the podium at these next Olympic Games.
Oh, they've got their eyes on the prize, absolutely. You got that sense at the World Championships, right? Like, it was like, oh, okay, here we go. No, they have been the team to beat, and it's spectacular. They just keep getting better. Very consistent. I mean, I think it's simple to say they want gold. They want gold in Milano Cortina, and right now, it's hard to bet against them. They keep showing up. They know each other very well, work together so well. Such a strong team. More than the sum of their parts, truly, Signa. These men right here want to bring home Olympic gold in 75 days' time.
Well, the medal ceremonies are coming up. And then after that, we will have the 500 meter, the second 500 meter of the weekend for the women and the men. The mass start and the mixed relay. So still plenty of action from Calgary in this second stop of the World Cup season.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the medal ceremony for the ISU World Cup Women's Team Pursuit. In third place and bronze medalists, the country of Japan.
The bronze medalists from Japan, Miho Takagi, Hana Nooke, and Ayono Sato.
And presenting our medals and gifts today are our women's team pursuits. Claude Letourneau, the CEO of Savante. Also presenting are our young future champions, speed skaters from the Red Deer Lions Squad, Alex Soliwak, and from the Calgary Speed Skating Club, it's Kate Jackson. Winners will also be receiving a gift of a Smith-built white hat. Receiving a Smith-built white hat in Calgary is an internationally known honor and a time-honored Calgary symbol of hospitality. In second place and silver medalists.
Silver medalists for the second week in a row, it's Team Canada. Valerie Malte, Isabelle Weideman, and Ivany Blondin. The Olympic champions off to a great start this World Cup season.
Just building confidence.
And feeling good. I mean, that was
Feeling
the
good.
that was the message from the team this
Yeah.
weekend. They're feeling good.
As Val accidentally puts her hat on backwards. Honorary Canadian and honorary Calgarian, excuse me.
The white hat ceremony, a tradition in Calgary.
First place and gold medalists, the Netherlands.
Great
Top
race.
prize,
Yeah.
the Netherlands, just textbook. The world champions, Joy Beunen, Antoinette Reitma de Jong, and Marika Grunewald.
So strong.
Joy Beunen leading them out the whole way. Third gold medal of this weekend for her after winning the 1500 and 3K.
Congratulations.
Oh, the athletes love it. Doesn't fit over the high pony, though.
Everyone's got to fix their pony. Yeah.
Antoinette wearing it a little high.
This is going to be such an exciting race at the Olympics.
Yeah, it's anyone's game. I mean, the Netherlands the nod, obviously.
Absolutely.
You know, world champions.
But all three of these teams have been so close. They battle back and forth. And I think they all know it too. This very much could be the Olympic podium. But there's still some time to
But
change,
what order?
to build.
What
yeah.
order?
great day of team pursuit racing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the medal ceremony for the ISU World Cup Men's Team Pursuit.
Time now for the medals for the men's team pursuit. Bronze medalists today, back on the podium. Team Netherlands, Marcel Bosker, Chris Huizinga, and Bo Snellick. World Championship bronze medalists off the podium last week in Salt Lake City. So they had the first pairing of the day and they set the tone.
In second place, and silver medalist, France.
Big moment for the French team.
Massive.
Silver medal performance for them. Led by Timothy Lubineau, 5,000 world record holder. And they know there's a few little tweaks to their race that they can even get a little bit more time.
It was a great race, but from my perspective, I don't think we know this team ceiling in any capacity. Again, Timothy Lubineau, huge 5,000 meter world record. That has to just be absolute jet fuel for motivation for every skater from France. Like, this is a big, big moment. And this is a team that's going, hey, you can never count us out. Like, they certainly could find themselves on the Olympic podium, especially after what we just saw today. Great race from the French.
And gold medalist for the second straight week on World Cup, it is the US of A. Ethan Sepperon, Casey Dawson, Emery Lehman.
what a week for Casey Dawson.
Casey
as well.
Dawson, second gold medal.
Absolutely on fire. The
5,000
5,000
by
meter.
2/100ths of a second in the last pairing. That was one of the races of the weekend.
I
Had to
think-
be maybe the race of the weekend.
It was one of the greatest 5,000 meters I think I've ever seen in my life, and a lot of people said that in
Yeah.
the building. People were just shaking their heads. They were like, what did we just watch? Track record after track record. It was like so entertaining.
Your medalists in the men's team pursuit. The United States, France, and the Netherlands.
Yahoo!
Getting ready for the next race of the afternoon from the Calgary Olympic Oval on this third day of competition. And the second 500 meter of the weekend. And I think if anything we learned in the first 100 meters for both the women and the men, it's a little bit unpredictable in terms of who wins, except on the women's side. Femke Kok has dominated the 500 this
Femke
season.
Kok, oh, she's in a league of her own. I mean, what a gift it is to watch this brilliance. Breaking a 12-year world record from Sang-Hwa Lee. I mean, last week what we saw in Salt Lake City was just spectacular, and yesterday was a blast too. Great racing. Femke in pair 9, skating against Yoshida, who had a bad fall. Hope she's not too sore from falling at that speed.
We saw a few falls on that final corner. First pairing of 10 in the women's 500 meter. Kazakhstan's Nadezhda Morozova on the inner lane, and on the outer lane, Sofia Thorup from Denmark. Picked up a third place finish in the 500B group and was first in the 1,000 in the B group, both personal bests, so she's feeling really good right now. And why not have a false start right off the bat?
Outer lane, it will be Thorup. You have to be completely still, crossing the line, so her skate just ever so slightly cross that line.
So she will be cautious as we restart. It's Nadezhda Morozova of Kazakhstan on the inner, Sofia Thorup of Denmark on the outer. And off they go cleanly this time. Opening 100 meters followed by one lap. And we'll see what they clock at the 100 meter mark. And Thorup with a little bit of an edge, 10-8.
Thorup got into her position really nicely. Great build in that corner. Sprint speed skating, the harder you try, the slower you go. You want to trust that stride. Nice corner entry from Thorup. Morozova, I would love to have seen her take that extra crossover.
Final straight drag race here, and it'll be Morozova by just a half a blade.
And they're off their times from yesterday. It looked a little bit, with all due respect, just a little heavy from both women. Morozova skating very nicely. But I would have loved to have just seen the speed transfer a little bit more efficiently out of that second corner into the finishing straight. I think she just rushed it a little bit on that final crossover.
A very good second pairing that we'll see here. Kim Min-sun of Korea on the inner lane. World Championship bronze medalist in the 500. Against Vanessa Herzog of Austria, who was a World Championship silver medalist back in 2023. So a couple of World Championship medalists duking it out here in the women's 500 meter. Kim on the inner lane, so consistent 2 seasons ago. She was second on the World Cup standings in the 500 meter, and she's off to a pretty good start, 10-5.
10-5, that'll put her in contention. Very lovely body position. I love how she built that first corner. Look how low she is. She's driving her knees. Her arms are nice and relaxed. Nothing is really taking her off of her stride. Great corner entry. And Herzog coming from inline, really nice second inner from her.
It will be Kim, though, that will take the pairing, setting the time to beat. And it's 37.51. So 37.51.
I think that was a really nice race from Kim. Super sharp, 3/10 faster than her first 500 meter in the B group yesterday. Solid, solid skate. Nice lap as well. Drives to the finish line, still pushing down, still pushing to the side. She kept her stride really nice and long. Good race for Kim.
In the third pairing in the inner lane from the Netherlands, Angel Dalman.
The 18-year-old Angel Dalman of the Netherlands. She was 13th in the opening 500 of the weekend, and Tian Runing 16th in the opening 500. Dalman on the inner from the Netherlands, and this is Tian of China on the outer. Both digging in those skates, opening 100 meters to set the tone for that final lap. And it will be Tian with the edge, 10.4.
And nice opening from both women, especially Angel. That's really nice and sharp. She has such a strong lap. Look how low she skates, Signa. Everything is going into the ice. Her arm swing is nice and relaxed, and she's on that lean. This is very, very nice. She can build out this outer corner.
And driving along this finishing straight. And it will be Dalman across. Wow. 37.28.
Oh,
that's a personal best.
Huge lap too. Right off the gun, I thought, wow, that was really nice and clean. She got down into her skating position. She didn't rush anything. Super strong for the 18-year-old. What a bright future. Nothing is taking her off her stride. She was aggressive, but she wasn't trying too hard. Again, the name of the game in sprint speed skating, the harder you try, sometimes the slower you go. She made that look like poetry in motion. Congratulations, Angel. Beautiful PB.
Fourth pairing of the day. The fourth place finisher in last year's World Championships, Kristina Silieva of Kazakhstan. And the 23-year-old from Germany, Sophie Wurmth, picked up a 10th place finish in the opening 500 this weekend. off to a clean start. Warmth on the outer lane, Silieva on the inner lane. It will be the German coming across first. 10.4, those are good times.
And she's going to have the opportunity to chase down Silieva right here, right now, get a little bit of a draft. I just really love how Warmth is skating. She has such strong hips, great knee bend too. Nice little corner entry. Look at the lean. She's going to slingshot out of here, Signa. This is looking very nice and strong for the young German.
And she'll need to push it because Silieva's got some good finishing speed, but it will be the German. Warmth off the pace though, that lap time.
Just off of her personal best. She looked great in that 100-meter opener. She says, okay, let me review the tape here. Solid showing. Immediate pressure, both women. As soon as their feet hit the ice, they are pushing into the ice, getting all of that pressure, quality over quantity. Solid skate.
Pairing number 5 features Poland's Martina Baran. A wait for the crowd for Beatrice Lamarche. 14th in the 500 meter earlier this week, but she was 6th in the 1,000. She is skating really well. Of course, the confidence of her first World Cup podium in Salt Lake City in the 1,000 a week ago. Baran of Poland is on the inner lane. It's Lamarche of Canada on the outer lane. Baran coming off a personal best set in Salt Lake City last week. And Lamarche looking good through 100 meters. Baran has the edge through 110.5.
Beatrice has found something so special in her stride this season. She's getting up to speed so nicely. She really just has to trust her position right here. She's set herself up nicely for some lean and some pressure in this inner corner, slingshotting out, keeping nice and long, Signa.
Well, Baran's tying up. Lamarche is going to come across and win the pairing by just 1/100th of a second, sliding into second place, 37.39 the time. So Angel Daleman's time, 37.28, holding up, but Lamarche looks pretty happy.
She should be happy. I mean, we've been talking about it for a few days now. The Canadian record in the 500 meter, of course, held by Katrina Lemay-Doan all the way back in 2001, 37.22. This woman is perhaps Canada's best shot right now to break that Canadian record that has stood for so long. She is so exciting. She's really, really just having a breakout season. She's got the X factor. She's having fun. She's skating with confidence. And she just keeps getting better. Really great race for Beatrice Lamarche as people are on their feet here.
Enjoying her moment in the spotlight. Serena Perger of Italy. Personal best of 37.34. And Zelika Wojciak on the outer lane. Perger of Italy on that inner lane, 7th in the 500 earlier this weekend. Trying to better that against Wojciak, a key member of the team sprint for Poland. And through 100 meters, both of them in the green.
That's fun. Wojciak is so powerful, especially off the line. I just love how sharp she is. Perger also looking very nice, super low. This is beautiful speed skating. Just really relaxing into that aggression. It's such a fine line, and both women doing it very well. Look at Wojciak, beautiful slingshot, Signa, great.
And driving down this finishing straight, who's it gonna be? Oh, super close, but they lost some time there on that lap. It is Angel Daleman, still with the lead, 37.28.
I think that puts Beatrice Lamarche's lap in in context as well. Beatrice's lap 26.76. Both these women look very good, but just did not translate all that significantly into the lap off of that 100-meter opener.
An all-Netherlands battle in this next pairing. On the inner lane, it's Jutta Leerdam. 5th in the 500-meter earlier this weekend. Fiancé Jake Paul in the house today. And Anna Boersma. 9th in the 500 earlier this week, the 24-year-old. So it's Leerdam there on the inner lane against Boersma. Clean start. Opening 100 meters. We know what kind of lap time Leerdam has once she gets up to speed. But this opening 100, 10-3 by Boersma.
Beautiful from Boersma, and she's going to have the opportunity to chase down Leerdam now. Leerdam has the best lap in the world, in my opinion. She is so strong. Quality over quantity. She does not move her feet as fast as some other athletes, but she gets so much into the ice. Look at that beautiful outer corner. This is going to be a drag race.
And driving home, who's got the top speed on this final straight? It'll be Leerdam winning the pairing, and 37.01, the new time.
Tremendous race. That was a big bounce back. Congratulations.
She's happy. She's happy. 37.01 for Jutta Leerdam.
She just got into such a nice rhythm. Look at how perfect this is. Her arm swing doesn't take her off of her push at all. Everything looks so relaxed. Think of a 100-meter dash, right? People's faces and cheeks are just, flapping around. That's how relaxed you actually want to be. And Jutta did that so well. Beautiful second corner. Builds it, slingshots out. Absolutely veteran race there. Great technique, great tactics. Congratulations. That was a beautiful 500-meter.
It's 1, 2, 3 Netherlands right now. Leerdam, Boersma, and Deelman. Could we see a shift on that leaderboard in this next pairing? Olympic champion always will be tagged to the name of Erin Jackson. Picked up that beautiful gold medal in Beijing 2022. And the surprise silver medalist from earlier this weekend, Chen Yingxu of Chinese Taipei, set a personal best of 37.14. Chen on the outer lane, coached by Canadian Kevin Crockett. Jackson with that inline start. Off they go, opening 100 meters. Can Chen have a repeat performance of the other day? Jackson has been on the podium in every single race this season in the 500 meter, and right now both of these skaters in the green.
Looking very nice. Jackson with that great tempo, but look at this. Chen's gonna have an opportunity to chase her down. She gets a little bit of a draft. Really nice, efficient backstretch. Takes her time on that inner, but look at it. She's still crossing over, Signa. Great pressure from Chen.
Chen looking really strong. Jackson, though, has a little burst of speed. It's gonna be Jackson at the line. And they're behind, they're off the podium. Wow. Erin Jackson will miss the podium in the 500 for the first time this season.
Oh, she gives a little whoops to her coach, Ryan Shimabukaru. Really nice backstretch from Chen. I thought she did a great job of setting up this corner, but she loses it just right about here. Starts pushing back a little bit. Great gritty grind from Jackson to keep her focus in that home stretch. But unfortunately, yeah, just off the podium. You've got to be nearly perfect in a 500 meter.
In this pairing, Femke Kok, who's won every 500 meter this season. On the outer lane, Yukino Yoshida. 22-year-old coming along nicely on the international stage. Was just off the podium in Salt Lake City a week ago, was 4th. But it's a big test against this Dutch star. Oh, ooh, that was definitely a false start. And it will be against Femke Kok.
Yoshida also having that big fall yesterday. My question mark is just how that feels in her body. To fall going that fast in long track speed skating is not fun.
So both of these athletes will reset. So it's the world record holder, Femke Kok, on the inner lane, and Yukino Yoshida of Japan on the outer lane. The time to beat is 37.01, set by Jutta Leerdam. Femke Kok is undefeated at 500 this season. What's the opening 100 going to be? And she's in the lead, 10.27.
Absolutely gorgeous. She got down into her position immediately, and look at this, just so long, aggressive and yet relaxed. So much is going into the ice. So much power, and I love it. She has that little dance in the corner, nice little tempo change, building out. Gorgeous, Signa.
And coming along this finishing straight to the line, it's Femke Kok in the lead, 36.72.
She has been so consistent all season, and what a testament to her, for her to shake her head at that race. She's going, okay, I know I can sharpen up here and here and here, and I know I can go faster here, but that looked pretty good to my eyes. If this is an off day for her, but she kind of just, shook her head towards her coach, I think she's in pretty good shape. Beautiful sprint speed skating again, so long, pushing to the side, pushing down right into the ice. Nothing really taking her off of her stride. She's just skating with so much confidence. She's trusting her body, she's trusting her plan. And if 36.7 is a day where she shakes her head, holy, we're in for a treat whenever she's feeling really good, just as we were last week at the world record.
Final pairing in the women's 500. Lee Na-hyun of Korea. And from the Netherlands, Marit Flederis, just off the podium in the 500 earlier. Right now it's Netherlands 1, 2, 3, 4 in the standings. Lee on the inner lane was on the podium earlier this season in the 500 in Salt Lake City, where she was second. She's off to a great start here through 100 meters. And the time, 10.47, so not bad, but off the pace right now, Anastasia.
Merritt's going to have the opportunity to chase down Lee. Had a great 1,000 meter. This looks very nice. Nice and relaxed, nice and aggressive, though. She's getting immediate pressure every time she puts her foot down. A little bit of a struggle to hold that corner, but that's because she's going so fast, Signa. This is going to be really nice.
Flederis is going to win this pairing. Is it enough to get on the podium? It is! 37.08. She'll finish with the bronze medal.
Beautiful
wow,
lap.
What a lap.
That last corner, she did such a great job holding that speed. You could tell that she was kind of on the edge of going, whoo, I've got a lot of speed going into this into this turn, but
Wasn't
great
afraid
race.
of it. Wasn't afraid of it.
Tremendous lap.
So Femke Kok, the winner again, 36.72. Jutta Leerdam in second, and that woman right there, Merit Flederis, in third.
As the Dutch go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Merit Flederis, what a weekend for her. Beautiful finishing corner. She just willed that. She said, no, I know I'm on a good one. Great, great home stretch as well. As the Dutch put on a show, 1 through 5. Unbelievable.
And now we're going to toss it over to Gilmore Jr. in the south end of the oval for the intact insurance Utahs.
All right, thank you guys. We're in the South Stand. I'm joined by a couple members of the University of Calgary cheer team. They'll be coming downstairs. We want to do this so intact insurance tips. So we're giving away to the loudest guys in the stands. DJ Max, so let's turn it up. Let's get it live. We don't want to miss the round, so let's get it going.
Look at the final standings here. Femke Kok on top again, undefeated on the season through 4 500-meter races. Jutta Leerdam on the podium for the 500, and Merit Flederis with the bronze. Should mention that Angel Daleman picked up a World Junior record in the 500-meter with her race. Of course, just 18 years old, 37.28, that new record.
I'm so excited. Sorry, I'm trying not to speak too much because I'm getting sick of my own voice, but I am so excited. Like, Femke Kok is doing some really special things right now, and I'd love to be inside of her head, like, to think about, you know, what she knows she can improve on with that 500 meter. Immediately, she kind of gave her head a little shake to say, hey, you know, that wasn't perhaps reflective of maybe how she was feeling or what she wanted to do, but if 36.72 is kind of an off day, I mean, that's a gift. That's a gift to us skating fans. Just
Well, it's off her world record of 36.09, but
yeah. Which is unbelievable. Like, for a woman to go almost 35 seconds is it's very special, and it does feel like there is a new wave of this sport coming. From my humble opinion, having skated a few years ago, it is just very exciting. And we're very grateful that there's so many young up-and-coming stars doing things that we never thought were possible, Signa.
that's why we tune in. That's why we watch sports. .300 athletes from 30 different countries on hand in Calgary this weekend for the second World Cup stop of the season. It's been a great atmosphere as we get set for the men's 500 meter, the second one of the weekend. And this was one of those cases where it was unpredictable who was on top of the podium for the men's 500 meter, and maybe we're in for another serving of that today.
Oh, it's just, I mean, the 500 meter, of course, is always so tight and so competitive, but on any given day, you have a handful of men that could be on the podium. And I think the only guarantee is that you're going to have to be essentially perfect at the Olympic Games to come away with the gold medal. It's tight. It's a tight race. And it's the definition of exciting.
Well, that's a look at the top 3 in terms of World Cup standings right now. Jordan Stolz, Jenning de Bo, Damian Jurek of Poland, but Kim Jun-ho picked up the victory in the 500. So, again, anyone's game.
Anyone. Kim was the only man to go under 34 yesterday. 30 years old. You gotta love it.
I loved his celebration yesterday. He was like on his knees sliding across with the double fist pump. It was great.
Yeah, it was almost like a hockey celly.
Yes, it was. Maybe you learned a thing or two. Maybe he's been down to a Flames game. The first of 10 pairings in the men's 500 meters, second 500 meter of the weekend. Neil Lopez Cuerdo of Spain picked up a 3rd place finish in the 500 B group. And Kazushiro Kuratsubu was 2nd in the B group in a personal best time, 34.34. It's an opening 100 meters followed by 1 lap around the Calgary Olympic Oval. Kuratsubo, 9.5 to lead things off.
So low as well, Signa. He's going to have an opportunity to get a great little draft here. Look how long his stride is. That is a thing of beauty. He makes it look so easy. Struggling a little bit with the G-forces here. It is very fast in Calgary, but he holds it.
And he's going to come across first in this pairing. And the time, 34.13.
And that is,
it's a good time.
a great time and a huge PB. He was delightful off of the gun, and then just look at him relax here. Nothing, again, taking him off his stride. Nose, knees, toes. It's one of the first things that you learn as a kid. You want to skate at 90 degrees and nose, knees, toes. He had everything going into the ice. Great pressure. Really nice speed skating.
In the second pairing, in the interlane from the Netherlands,
Joep Venemars of the Netherlands, the 1,000 meter world champion.
And in the outer lane from China, Lian Jiwen.
Lian Jiwen of China. He won the B group earlier this weekend. Venemars of the Netherlands on that inner lane, and on the outer lane it is Lian of China. Both of them a little bit slow through 100 meters.
Lian has an amazing lap. Both men do, but Lian really impressed me yesterday in that B group. Fantastic. He gets a little bit of a draft. Nice corner. And look at the lean, Signa. It is very difficult to combat that many G-forces going this fast.
Wow, did great there. And coming across the line, it will be Lian into 2nd place by 4/100ths of a second.
Kuratsubo, fantastic race, and that was a great race for Lian as well. Tremendous lap. He can hold an inner corner very, very well. Does well to keep low coming out, and he just brings it home so nice and simply. Great race.
Introducing the third pairing,
Wearing that maple leaf on the front of his skin suit, it is Cedric Brunet of Gatineau, Quebec, champion at the Canadian trials.
and in the outer lane from Japan,
Yuta Hirose of Japan. 12th in the 500 earlier this weekend. A World Junior silver medalist at 500. Oh. That false start. Obviously waiting to see who that's against.
Cedric, I believe.
Looks like it was
Inner
Brunei.
lane. Anticipation a little bit. You're a bit like a thoroughbred racehorse in the starting position.
So they'll reset. Cedric Brunei of Canada on the inner lane, and Yuta Hirose of Japan. Off cleanly this time. 100 meters. It's Brunei of Canada on the inner lane. And at the 100-meter opener, 9.5 for both men.
Nice start for Cedric. He got a little excited in his 500-meter yesterday. This looks just a little bit more relaxed. Good corner entry. And he's turning it over nicely.
Oh, Rose having trouble holding on to that G-forces. Brunei pulling away. And at the line, it will be the Canadian. 34.48. Which is a personal best. So, 2/10 off his personal best.
This looked nice, Signa. I thought that he did a good job of just relaxing a little bit more than he did yesterday. He has all the building blocks of becoming an absolute star in this sport. Yeah, congratulations, Cedric.
Appreciative to the crowd here in Calgary.
Introducing the fourth pairing in the airline from the Netherlands,
Sebastianese, 23-year-old personal best in the 500 earlier in Calgary, finished 5th in the 500 against Martin Liv of Estonia, two-time Olympian. Off cleanly, opening 100 meters to set the tone, followed by one lap. Denise of the Netherlands will cross first at the 100-meter mark, 9.6.
Nice opener for Martin Liv as well. He has such a phenomenal lap that I think this is going to put him into a really nice, but he takes the stutter step, trying to set up the corner again. It's so difficult to hold that inner, but look at this slingshot, gorgeous.
Managed to get out of there, and he will win the pairing. Martin Liv across the line into second place, trailing by 4/100ths of a second.
Nice race for Liv. Yes, that deserves a huge high five, but unfortunate with the corner entry. I'd love to get another look at it. He has such a strong lap, and he had a great opener. I think he probably knew that he had a fantastic pairing in Denise. So strong in that inner second corner, and he slingshots out. Great race for Martin Liv.
introducing the skiers for the fifth pairing in the airline from
Pairing number 5, Bjorn Magnussen, the first Norwegian man to go sub 34 seconds at this distance. And on the outer lane from Poland, it is Marek Kania. False start. So tense, these 500-meter races.
Magnuson also had that tough fall yesterday. We saw a few. Again, my question is, how's your body feeling? To fall in the second corner of a 500 meter.
And is it on your mind too?
Yeah, no, it absolutely can rattle your confidence.
So Bjorn Magnuson of Norway on the inner lane, Marek Kania of Poland on the outer. Off cleanly, opening 100 meters. Both men off with a dash. 9.7s though. Have some work to do on this lap.
They do have a little bit of work to do, but Kania has an amazing lap. He just gets immediate pressure. He has a little bit of a wider stance, so every time that he puts his foot on the ice, here we go, look at this lean. So much pressure, and he nice extra crossover.
Turned it over, and Kania's going to win this pairing. And the time off the podium by 5/100ths of a second. So that time from Kazuhiro Kuratsubo, 34.13, is standing up right now.
We're seeing a little bit of a bubble start to form in the 34.1 areas. Nice bounce back from Bjorn. Again, tough fall yesterday. Good race from Marek Kania. So explosive.
Introducing the skaters for the sixth pairing in the inner lane of the United
In this
States,
pairing,
America,
Cooper McLeod of the United States. Third at the World Championships last year. And a fan favorite in Calgary, it's Laurent Dubreuil, the 33-year-old from Lévis, Quebec. He's had a bit of a rough go in terms of his results, but he says he's feeling really strong. He knows he's put the work in and just waiting for it to come together this season. Another false start. And going against Laurent Dubreuil.
I didn't see him move. I wonder if he just went down a little too slowly. Unstable.
It's Laurent Dubreuil of Canada on the outer lane and Cooper McLeod of the United States on the inner. Away they go, opening 100 meters. Setting the tone for this race. Dubreuil has the edge. And what's the time at 100? It is 9.4.
That'll work. He looks super sharp off of that gun, and he got down into his position immediately. Nice little draft here. He looks super relaxed. And what sets Larry apart is this second corner. Look at that lean. Still turning it over. He needs to combat those G-forces. This looks nice.
And he does. He's going to drive it home, too. McLeod coming on strong. Dubreuil into fifth place, 34.19. So Laurent Dubreuil, as we mentioned, knows he's put in all the work this offseason. He's just waiting for that final thing to click.
Well, I skated with Larry. I've known him for years. He is so confident. He's never cocky, and he just knows his ability. He knows his work ethic. He knows how to skate. He loves this sport. So it is a little frustrating when you're going, okay, what's not completely clicking? But this looked good to me. His lap was just ever so slightly off. I think he's going to look back on that video and take a look at the second last corner. As I said, he can skate that corner so well. But it's just such a tight game of numbers right now in this 500-meter contest. You have to be
Kratsubo, the leader right now, 34.13.
unbelievable race from him. Congratulations again on that personal best.
Shui Jiwen of China was 7th in the 500 earlier in Calgary against Yevgeny Koshkin. Back-to-back World Cups. Koshkin has gone 9.3 in the opening 100. So whether he can put together that lap is the question. Koshkin on the outer lane wearing that blue skin suit, finished 2nd in Salt Lake City in the 500-meter personal best. And again, 9.3 again.
So sharp, so dynamic off of the gun. He's just driving his knees, and he's in a really nice low position. Nice little draft here. His arm swing is not taking him off his stride, and great corner entry. This is where he struggled yesterday.
And he struggled again. Oh, he really struggled, and he's trying to stay on his feet. He does. He fights and stays on his feet. It's going to really cost him time. And Jiwen will win the pairing, but Koshkin just, you know, has part of his race together, and then it's that corner that's really causing him trouble.
Well, you know when he's going to put it together.
At the Olympics.
It's going to matter the most, but he is skating so well right now. It is frustrating when you know that there's just so many aspects of your race that are going so well, and unfortunately just could not handle the pressure in that inner final corner with so much speed. 9.3 consistently, what a gift.
In the 8th pairing, in the air lane from Korea, it's Kim Jun-ho.
Kim Jun-ho, winner of the opening 500 in Calgary. Great personality, looking to do it again here, and what a pairing he's got against the American phenom Jordan Stolz. Finished off the podium in the 500, but he's been the champion at 1,000 and 1,500 in Calgary this weekend. It's Kim on the inner and Stolz on the outer. Off they go. Opening 100 meters. Great pairing between Kim and Stolz. At the 100-meter mark, both of them in the green. 9.45 for Kim.
And Stolz, that's, you know, we've seen him be a little sharper off of the 100-meter, but look at this. He is so lovely on that backstretch. Just beautiful, easy speed. And look at that lean, hip in, everything moving to the side. Slingshotting out, gorgeous, Signa.
That slingshot helped him. He's got the edge on Kim, and he's going to cross in first place. 33.79. Kim into second.
That's got to feel good. Big bounce back from yesterday. Again, I mean, he won bronze yesterday, just 0.03 off gold, but I think we've all come to expect Jordan Stolz to be in the 33-second range. This backstretch should be studied. Gorgeous. And then look at that lean. He just puts his hip in so well and turns it over. It's so difficult to combat those G-forces when these men are going at this speed. Gorgeous race from the American phenom.
How about a pairing between the reigning Olympic champion and the reigning world champion? Well, it's up now. Gao Tingyu from China, back on the World Cup after taking the season off. Jenning de Bo of the Netherlands. He was second in the 500 earlier in Calgary, second in the 1,000, having a good weekend. He'd love to be on top of the podium, though. Has a chance here. False start. be against DeBow on the outer lane. This 9th pairing, the Olympic champion from Beijing 2022, Gao Tingyu on that inner lane. And on the outer lane, it is Yening DeBow, the reigning world champion. And off they go, opening 100 meters. The time to beat set by Jordan Stolz, 33.79. And through 100 meters, Gao's on fire, 9.38.
Hey, diddle diddle, that'll work, eh? Gao is so fast off of the gun. He had a little bit of a rough one yesterday in his lap, but this looks really nice. That left arm is going Signa a little bit. I'd love to see that on his back. This is going to be a drag race.
And it is a drag race. It's Yening DeBow looking to pull ahead. And into 3rd place, 34.07. So it started out really well for Gao. DeBow rounded it out, but in 3rd place right now with 1 pairing to go.
I think both men, with all due respect, know they can go a little faster than that. So sharp off the line. I love how both of them skate. They just have that nice wide step right off the gun, so they're immediately getting pressure, immediately getting into their position. I think Gao knew he had a lot of speed going into this corner, just couldn't quite hold it. Yening did a great job to keep his feet turning over and to nip him at the line.
One pairing left to go. Damian Jurek of Poland. He was 2nd in Salt Lake City in the 500. Wataru Morishige of Japan. He was 4th in Salt Lake City a week ago, but a bronze medalist at the Olympics. Time to beat, 33.79. Last pairing of the day. It's Jurek on that inner lane, Morishige on the outer, 9.6 through 100 meters.
Oh, Zurek's looking good. He's got a great lap. He pushes down so aggressively, and yet he keeps his upper body nice and relaxed. Great lean from him. Building out, this is going to be really close.
And driving towards the finish line. It is going to be close, and it's going to be Jurek taking the pairing, sliding into 2nd place by 6/100ths of a second, 33.85.
Wow, good job. Great race from Zurek. What a lap. As soon as I saw that opening time, I'm going, I think he's put himself into contention. He is just so sharp and so explosive. Every time he puts his foot on the ice, he's pushing immediately. It's so difficult to do, but it makes all the difference, of course, in the sprints. Gets right down into his skating position. Nothing is taking him off of his stride. He's got a really nice, strong core. Great hip in, great lean, great tempo change. That left arm was off of his back a little bit, but guess what? It'll work. He is a true contender for that Olympic podium. Congratulations.
Another 500 podium this season for Damian Jurek of Poland, but the winner today, Jordan Stolz. 33.79 for the 21-year-old from the United States. Kim Jun-ho, the bronze medal. So Stoles, Zurich, and Kim. Stoles getting some fuel. He's going to race the mass start still to come. Those mass starts coming up. We'll have the ceremonies for the 500 meter. Ice being resurfaced inside the Calgary Olympic Oval. Thanks so much for being here with us this weekend. Signa Butler alongside two-time Olympian Anastasia Busis.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the medal ceremony for the ISU World Cup Women's 500 meters. In third place and bronze medalist representing the Netherlands,
Marit Flederis picking up a bronze medal in the women's 500 meter. There's Katrina Lemay-Doan doing the white hat ceremony. Canadian record holder. Great Olympic champion at 500 meter.
in second place and silver medalist representing the Netherlands,
Jutta Leerdam. A silver medal. Beyonce looking on. in the 500 meter. Feeling pretty good about that. Another gold medal at 500 meters. 4 for 4 on the World Cup circuit so far this season. One Olympic champion handing one to somebody who'd love to have that prize in Milano Cortina come February.
Congratulations to the ISU World Cup medalists for the women's 500 meters.
The Dutch go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Unbelievable. And
Oh.
shout out again to Angel Daleman with that.
World Junior record,
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the medal ceremony for the ISU World Cup men's 500 meters. In third place and bronze medalist, representing Korea, Kim Jun-ho.
Kim Jun-ho. Another podium in the 500 in Calgary. Won the opening 500 meters and takes home third place.
In second place and silver medalist,
Kim's hilarious.
He is fun.
He's fun.
He's got a great personality, yeah. As does
Damien
this
Jurek,
man.
yes.
Absolutely
Having
on
himself
fire.
a season for sure. Another second place finish in the 500. Did that in Salt Lake City.
in first place and gold medalist, representing the United States of America.
And another gold medal for Jordan Stolz. Parents looking on. And another white hat for the American star.
he's got to have about 1,300 white hats. He's the ultimate honorary Calgarian.
Calgarian.
Congratulations to the ISU World Cup medalists for the men's 500 meters. Let's give these winners a warm Calgary Yahoo!
All right, we're here with Jordan Stoltz, another incredible performance. Another big round of negotiations. On the smart,
Only a couple more pounds of sausage.
They are preserving your way of life. Authorized
women's mass start is coming up at the Calgary Olympic Oval. Second mass start of the season. Opening one was quite interesting, to say the least. But lots of contenders in the women's race today. We'll tell you a little bit more about them once they get on the ice. A look at the World Cup standings after one race, of course. Mia Manganiello of the United States. Valerie Malte of Canada, second place finish in Salt Lake City. And Bente Kerkhoff of the Netherlands, third place finish. That race was under review for quite a long time, determined that they only raced 15 laps, but the results stood. We will see Mia Manganiello lead things out today as the World Cup leader. And we'll see if there's a breakaway group like last week, where it was Manganiello, Malte, Horikawa, and Kerkhoff. But there's a lot of contenders here, and Marijke Grunewald, you cannot count her out at all. I know maybe you haven't seen her at the top of the podium yet. Only one mass start race, of course, but she is a world champion and been the one to beat for many seasons on World Cup. Yvonne Blondin as well, you see with the number 5 on her helmet. Francesca Lollobrigida. So it's a stacked field. It is a stacked field, and we know at the mass start anything can happen.
Well, yeah, before this race, I'm always like, I need a big glass of water.
I got my water here.
Because you might be spitting it out. It is called NASCAR on ice for a reason. It's fun, it's chaotic. We have taken a lot of safety precautions, of course. These athletes are skating on 15.5 to 17.5 inch blades. Very sharp. They do wear helmets, they do wear gloves, cut-proof suits. You have to round your the toes of your blades.
Valerie Malte picking up a second place finish in Salt Lake City in the opener. Bente Kerkhoff. First World Cup podium was that third place finish in Salt Lake City. The young Japanese star, Momoka Horikawa. And Ottawa, Ontario's Yvonne Blondin. Last 3 world championships, silver medal in the mass start. Rest of the field here. It is
I have so much respect for the athletes that skate the team pursuit and then the mass start on the same day. That's a lot of racing.
A lot of skating.
And a lot of junk in your legs. That's a lot of lactic acid.
16 laps around the track. women's mass start underway. Mia Manganiello wearing that yellow helmet should lead things off. That's a little unusual in itself. #1 athlete usually leads things off. There is no passing in the opening lap, just so everybody knows. That's for safety reasons. And it's 16 laps around the track. We're gonna have a big field, 23 skaters today. So instead, Val Malte leading things off.
And you'll notice they are skating on that inner. So they're almost skating on the cement. The radius is a lot tighter than what you see on a traditional speed skating race. And with this many people on the ice, 23, as Signa just said, you do want that extra room, because there will be a lot of bumping and grinding.
And already some athletes pulling away. Different strategies in the mass start as well. So we'll see Horikawa pulling away. But the pack seems to be staying close by. So no real separation between the field right now. We saw that breakaway pack happen in the last World Cup. So far not. There are sprint laps as well in mass start, and this is one of them right now. And so athletes will sprint the lap. Whoever finished first, second, and third will earn points, and that would go towards your World Cup ranking. Ultimately, whoever crosses the finish line, first, second, and third, get gold, silver, and bronze. That's the way it works in the mass start, but these sprint laps give you extra points.
And the Swiss working together a little bit to pick up some of those points.
And Yvonne Blondin as well.
Yvonne, a rich history of short track success. She did transition to long track in and around Vancouver 2010. Go. You can just see a little bit of a hand on the lower back of these athletes. They're not trying to push each other, but it's just, oh, I'm here. I'm going to transfer the energy to you, my speed to you.
Blondin leading things out. Sato from Japan behind her. Greta Myers, who was the winner in Calgary last year in the World Cup, is in third.
There goes Mareika. So strong tactically, just seems to know exactly where she needs to be to find herself on the podium.
So Grunewald, reigning world champion, 3 times a world champion in mass start. And Kirchhoff, as well as Park from Korea. Blondin of Canada in 5th.
We're seeing a very long train. No one is really wanting to make a move. Again, you don't necessarily want to find yourself at the front of the pack, because then you are breaking the wind for every single person behind you.
Oh, and some tripping up.
And that can happen so quickly. Again, these women are going very fast, even if there is a little bit of a game of cat and mouse.
Myers has sprinted out. This is a sprint lap. Trying to earn some points, as is Van Hout of the Belgium. And Josie Hoffman getting the sprint points that lap. Again, 9 laps down. There are 16 total. So lots still to be decided here. But Myers has taken things out.
They're still looking behind them going, no, we don't want to.
They don't want to go themselves?
You know, it is a game of cat and mouse with the peloton, really, with that train. No one is wanting to really use any extra energy. It has been a long weekend, lots of racing.
So when you lead, you expend a lot of energy.
Yeah, exactly. Just like in track cycling, or just like in you know, the Tour de France, when you're seeing everyone in the peloton, you can kind of get swept up with them. No one's really wanting to break away at this point of the race.
Sandrine Tass in front. Lovas of Norway. And a little bit of movement. Kerkhoff still in the top 5 from the Netherlands. Val Malte, Francesca Lolo Brigida, don't count her out. Also an Olympic medalist in 2022, picked up the bronze.
Evany back in the pack for the Canadians. Val Malte sitting nicely in 4th there. She's skating very well. Huge PB in her 1500 meters, so she knows she's got a little bit of sprint left if it does come down to a sprint. But again, this is a very tactical race. They are going fast. That is a long train.
Some sprint points there for Lovas. Again, that will add up to in your World Cup rankings. But ultimately, it's 1, 2, 3 across the finish line that get the medals today. Getting down to the nitty-gritty in this race, and we're going to see a lot of movement happen, a lot of jostling.
And you do not want to get boxed in. That is a lot of bodies, Signa.
Everyone trying to find some space here. 14th lap.
It's got to happen soon. If I am skating this race, I'm going, who's going to break? Am I going to break? Because this will come down to a sprint. Oh, this could be messy.
And really a lot of jostling back and forth, trying to get the upper hand. And Val Malte is still in position. There's 2 laps to go. Valerie Malte in front. Park of Korea. And really, it's really jumbled up in there.
Well, Val's starting to go, okay, I've got to get this going now. She comes from short track. She's a phenomenal skater, especially on a tight radius like this. And Evany Blondin has set herself up nicely as well.
1 lap to go. We're on the bell lap now. Evany on the inner.
Inside pass.
So Val Malte's in first, but look at Evany Blondin. Look at the grit as she comes around this corner. And they almost 1-2 Canada right now.
Short track pivot.
Do they have enough down the stretch? Val Malte's running out of gas. Evany Blondin driving towards the line. She'll finish first. Canadian gold in Calgary. Marijke Grunewald coming out of nowhere to pick up the silver medal. Ooh. You called the finish. You said it's going to be a wild finish.
I was thinking this might be messy. They left it to the last minute to break. That was a quick little race. They were not going slowly. But that certainly, I mean, to me that just shows you, whoo, it's Olympic year. Everyone was going, I am not going to pull you around this track. Look at the finish. And Evany Blondin to the right of your screen, 1.5 million years of short track. Never seems to let her down. She's so good at pack skating, as is Val Malte. Great inner final corner. Holds it so nicely. Tremendous tactics from the Ottawa native, as she has become one of the greatest Canadian speed skaters of all time, one of the greatest mass start speed skaters ever. Puts on a show for the hometown crowd.
Grunewald of the Netherlands taking the silver medal. Mia Manganiello coming from behind to pick up the bronze. And Malte, who had a charge down that last straight, finished 4th. So a strong result from the Canadian skaters. But Evany Blondin picking up her first victory of the season.
She is just such a smart racer, right? Like, with 5 laps to go, I'm going, oh, Evany is really, she's kind of in the latter half of the pack. And she just has this sixth sense of figuring out where she needs to be to find herself on top of the podium. Also, tremendous race from Groenenwald.
While we have a short break, it's important that we take a moment to thank our amazing organizing committee for helping to put on this amazing competition this weekend. Of note, we would like to thank Cam McLeod, Chris Gordon, Crispin Parkinson, Dustin Miller, Emily Lund, Jeff Edwards, Graham Childs, Greg Planners, Jennifer Pater, Jill Lynch, John Woodall, Kendrick Gillespie, Luke Janeski, Mark Messer, Matt Gillespie, Mitch Hagen, Natasha Shevchenko, Nick Spergari, Nicole Wilkinson, Paul Weber, Sean Ireland, and Stephanie Griffiths. Thank you so much.
Look at the World Cup standings as they are right now. Manganiello on top, another podium finish for the American. Evany Blondin right behind her, and just in front of her countrywoman, Val Malte. Manganiello will maintain that yellow shower cap, I'll call it. She just took it off, but Blondin waving to the crowd in Calgary. The victory lap. I'm sure that feeling never gets old.
That's fun. She deserves the victory lap.
So let's do it again. So maybe last week was maybe a bit of a bummer and first half.
Well, the men's turn coming right up here at the Calgary Olympic Oval. There's 2 more events on the docket, men's mass start and the mixed relay. That'll be a big field today for the men, 24 skaters, that's the max. Men's field getting ready. Mass start coming right up. Again, a huge field of skaters, 24 in total, which is the maximum per mass start race. Jorrit Bergsma winning the first one in Salt Lake City. He'll have the yellow cap today. Leading things off, the 39-year-old showing he's still got it. Said he was ecstatic.
3 minutes to race time. 3 minutes.
Fun fact, Jorrit Bergsma got a haircut. He said, I need to get a haircut.
It doesn't look like it.
I know, well, he got a haircut because he said, I want to fit into a cowboy hat. I plan to be on the podium in the mass start. So
Okay.
he's
All
looking
right.
he's looking fresh.
Well, that's how they finished. Jorrit Bergsma, Felix Mali of Germany, Antoine Jelena Beaulieu was the podium in Salt Lake City. So it should be another exciting race here. We saw a breakaway pack of about 6 or 7 skaters in Salt Lake City. And that was where the winners were decided. So a few messy moments in the women's race. Not messy moments, but a little, you know, a little jostling, a little, you know, working for position. Jordan Stolz will compete, of course, in this race as well. Second straight race for Jordan Stolz in the mass start.
Turn your attention to the ice for the men's mass start. Skater number 1 from the Netherlands, Jorrit Bergsma.
The 39-year-old veteran, Jorrit Bergsma, winner at Salt Lake City, leading things off. Felix Mali of Germany, boy, he was ecstatic to get on the podium last week, the 31-year-old veteran. And the 33-year-old from Sherbrooke, Quebec, flexing after that third-place finish in Salt Lake City in the mass start. And how about the 28-year-old from Ottawa, Jake Weideman, a 4th-place finish, really nice result for him. Livio Wenger Loves skating in Calgary, picked up a bronze medal at the World Championships back in 2024 on this ice. And Fridtjof Petzold, second in Calgary on the World Cup last year. So the rest of the field will join the top 6. Don't forget, there's a couple other athletes we should keep an eye on, and I'm talking about Bart Swings, the Olympic champion. He's definitely one to watch. Has not been on the podium yet, the 34-year-old, but watch out for him. Andrea Giovannini, the world champion in Hamar, Norway. And there's a few others too. Bart Holvorf, who was second in the World Cup circuit last year. We'll see who equates themselves early in this race. 16 laps around the track. And off they go. Again in the mass start, 16 lap event. This first lap will go at a snail's pace. Just for safety reasons, Jorrit Bergsma leading things out. Lots of safety precautions in the mass start. Of course, you've got 24 racers here. It's not just about this first lap though, is it? There's a lot of other things, including equipment.
Yeah, helmets, of course, cut-proof suits, cut-proof socks. Skaters have to round the toes of their blades, so you know, God forbid someone cuts someone else. It is dangerous. Like, there's no way I can politely say this. These men go very fast, as we just saw the women do, and things happen in the blink of an eye in long track speed skating. So absolutely safety needs to be first and foremost, because it's a game of cat and mouse. These tactics are going to be they're going to be spicy. And you can see that right now. No one wants
to take the lead per se, and no one wants to go on the inner. Everybody's way out there.
Everyone trying to just conserve as much energy as possible, because this very well could go down to a sprint. No one wanting to expend unnecessary energy by leading it out for everyone. All right.
So Wenger, Bergsma up in the lead there. Metode Elak of Czechia in the mix as well. Don't forget Jordan Stolz is in here. He was 15th in Salt Lake City. Had a busy weekend in Calgary already. First sprint lap. Again, you get points for these laps, but ultimately whoever crosses the finish line at the end of the 16 laps will be the gold, silver, and bronze medalist. Still counts towards World Cup standings.
Wenger going after some of those points right here, right now.
So Wenger, Elak, really sprinting home. And Strand of Norway. And a little bit of a packet's broken up after that sprint.
Not slowing down.
So that's Metode Elak of Czechia, followed by Ethan Seperon, who of course skated to gold in the team pursuit for the United States. They've had a little breakaway pack here. And Indra Medard of Belgium, who was third in Calgary last year. So again, somebody who's very familiar with this ice from Belgium.
Top 3 athletes. I think Elak just found himself with so much speed after that sprint. He said, I'm not going to slow down. That in itself is inefficient. Now the question is, are they going to work together to try and keep creating more of this gap? These 3 men going very fast, and the train is going to have to put in some work to catch them.
Well, a sprint lap coming up. And we'll see if this, as you mentioned, the train, can they close this down? That breakaway pack, comfortable right now.
Elak looking very relaxed, but again, there's still 8 laps to go, Signa. There's tons of racing to be had. These 3 men are going to have to work together if they want to continue to break away from this train. And I don't necessarily see that happening. This train trying to reel them in.
I think the breakaway group's going to work together. They think they've gone out too fast.
It will be, it'll be interesting to see. You can see Ethan Sepperon, of course, just did a shoulder check. Okay, how far are they from us? Changing the leads ever so slightly, but he says, no, I don't want to lead that much. Please. Now they're skating their own team pursuit.
Comfortable lead right now. And in the peloton, some skaters are pulling away, looking like they want to rein in this top 3, including Jort Bergsma and Antoine Gelna-Beaulieu. Still a bit behind.
Oh, they're going to catch him nicely, though. That was a beautiful lead-up.
6 laps remaining in the men's mass start at the Calgary Olympic Oval. Breakaway pack. Ethan Sepperon, Medode Elak, and Indra Medard seems to have run out of some gas. And you see the pack catching up. Jort Bergsma among them. Canadian Antoine Gelna-Beaulieu tucking in.
Jort just laid down the hammer. I love it.
He said he's full of confidence. You know, how can a 39-year-old guy like myself, it feels good that he can still race. You know, somebody that won the 10K back in 2014.
Well, I think it feels good for skating fans. Like, he's been such a legend and will be a legend forevermore, but it's great to see him have this little renaissance.
So there you go, the veterans, Bergsma. Bart Swings back in the mix right now.
Obviously a huge
And Jordan
history.
Stoll's up there as well, so reined in. Everyone has been reined in.
Swings a huge history in inline, very confident in skating with a pack. Your Olympic champion.
Lap 14 of 16, we got 3 to go. Medode Elak still in front. He's got an engine on him. He, of course, been on the podium in the 5K and the 10K at the World Championships. He was on the podium in the 5K in Salt Lake City.
Well, he's got a huge engine, but I have to say it's gonna come down to a little bit of a sprint, so I'm concerned that he's actually led way too much.
Timothy Lubino in front, Jake Weideman and Felix Mali. 1, 2, 3. Bergsma, Swing still in the mix. There is so much going on, but
Jake.
Weideman and Lubino just kind of caught everyone off guard.
Well, I was talking to Jake beforehand, and I said, hey, 4th place in Salt Lake City, that's gotta feel good. And he said, you know what, I'm feeling really good. He's skating with confidence. Sometimes all you need is one of those placings to go, ooh, I can compete with the men, let's do it.
It's bell lap now, and everyone is sprinting. Andrea Giovannini, of course, the world champion, coming from behind, coming around this final bend, but it's going to be a sprint. And Jordan Stolz is there. And at the line, it will be Giovannini.
Wow.
Chung Jae-won coming out of nowhere, and Jordan Stolz with the bronze?
That doesn't
Whoa.
surprise me. That does not surprise me. If we're looking ahead to Milano Cortina, the mass start is the final thing on the Olympic program. Why would he not skate it? He could come away with 4 gold medals. He could, unbelievable. Giovannini, this is your moment. What tactics? But Jordan Stolz, I think absolutely is a true contender in the mass start. This is exciting.
Andrea Giovannini of Italy, last year's World Cup leader, the world champion in 2025 in Hamar, Norway, coming from behind and taking the title in Calgary. What a race. Chung Jae-won, the Olympic silver medalist from 2022 of Korea, of course, Very tactical race to get in there, that final corner.
Spectacular tactics by Giovannini.
His Stoles with 2 hands on his back. Look at that.
Found himself at the right place, right time. But this was a race where I honestly was almost surprised when I heard the bell. I was like, oh my, you know, that went by so fast. There was so much to look at.
There was so much jockeying going on and so many lead changes. Giovannini on top. Chung Jae-wong of Korea, Jordan Stoles just ahead of Bart Swings.
This was so tight. Jake Moynihan, 20th, but had found himself in just a beautiful position with about 600 meters to go. That's how quickly this can change.
Andrea Giovannini, today's winner in the mass start. At the leader in the standings, it is Bergsma still on top. Ahead of Giovannini and Chung Jae-wong of Korea. Julia Manganiello takes home the bronze medal in the mass start. Still the World Cup leader in terms of points. Manganiello liking that white hat.
Shout out to Tricia Smith as well, Canadian Olympic legend, handing out these hats and medals.
Marika Grunewald. Familiar face to be on the mass start podium, of course. Wasn't in Salt Lake, but came up big in the later stages of this race to take home the silver.
In first place, and the gold medalist, representing Canada,
And the gold medalist in Calgary is Yvonne Blondin of Canada. Brilliant tactics and strong skating gave her the gold medal today. Jordan Stolz picks up a mass start medal for the first time in World Cup.
And I think we might see him win a few more medals, to be honest.
In the mass start, hey? Add it to the repertoire.
Well, the narrative really is that he could win 3 gold medals at the Olympic Games. He is a phenom, and I think if he adds the mass start, given that it is the final thing on that Olympic program, he very well could come away with 4 medals.
Chung Jae-won of Korea, the Olympic silver medalist from 2022. 24 years of age. Never count him out.
In first place, have a gold medalist, representing Italy,
Andrea Giovannini, world champion and champion today in Calgary. And with those home Olympics, he's got his sights set on that event. You know, it's circled on his calendar. Final event of this second World Cup of the ISU speed skating season is the mixed relay event. First time we've seen it contested this season. It's relatively brand new to the program the last few years, established in the 2023-24 season, although it's been tested in years past. So a couple different heats, and the skaters will compete against each other. There's 2 skaters per team, 1 man, 1 woman, thus the mixed relay. They have a certain amount of laps, and they tag off or slingshot their partner. So we'll get to it. We'll explain it to you as it goes along. But the exchanges will be key, and this is a non-Olympic event.
1 minute to the start of the mixed relay.
So as you see, 3 teams in this opening heat. Korea, China, and Austria.
Skaters involved in the mixed relay in the first heat. From the Republic of Korea, Park Sang-hyun and Lee Nam-hyun. And from China, Ayatinama Jirhanati and Jin Wenjin. And from Austria, Alexander Bonhoeffer and Janine Rosra.
Teams introduced. The men will wait in the exchange area, and the women will start off with 1 lap. So these women will build up the speed for the first lap, hand off to the men who do 2 laps. The women will do 2 laps, followed by the men with the final lap. So we'll take you through it. It's new to everyone out there, so don't fret.
So it really is like a 500-meter mass start race.
So this opening lap, everybody trying to get an advantage because the handoff will be key.
The exchange very much looks like a relay in short track. Again, very new event. I think everyone is genuinely still learning how to race it. And you can see there, Austria just had a lot better of an exchange.
So it's Austria in first, China in second, Korea in third. So Fardhofer from Austria leading things off. He'll go for 2 laps. And the exchange we saw first time around was a push, almost like a short track push in their relay.
Well,
but as we progress, we'll see the exchange will look a little bit different.
It unfortunately sometimes looks a little different because of the speeds that they're reaching, and it's a real dance to have perfect timing, especially on the long track. Again, we see this a lot in short track, a short track relay. but given that this is so new, it does take a minute to really get into the swing of things for all of these athletes.
So Austria in first, China in second, Korea in third. Very close. Austria seems to be a bit more in control here. Rosner of Austria. So on their second lap that they're racing, and then they'll look for this exchange coming up for the final lap. The men starting to move around. There's a 50-meter gap of an exchange zone that they have to exchange in. So we'll see if they have a clean exchange here. Again, looking. Oh!
And that's exactly, it's very difficult to find the correct timing to exchange safely. With the bell lap,
Ayatanama from China did get ahead. Partner fell to the ice, but now Farthofer getting ahead of the Chinese skater. Final drive to the line, and it will be Austria clocking a time. Should read Austria. Right now China's in front. I'm not sure. I thought Austria came across the line first there, but we will get that confirmed for you.
it is a very unique mix of long track and short track. Again, we've gotten quite used to seeing the mass start competition, which is also a brilliant mixture of some short track tactics on the long track. But yes, these exchanges come from short track relays, and short track is so blazing fast and so lovely, and it's so fun on a 111 meter track. But on a 400 meter track, it is difficult to have perfect timing, to have those exchanges not look like this.
I hope that Jin is okay. Hitting that ice hard. Another look at that angle. And Farthofer clearly the first to finish. And they've made that correction. So 2:57.19. So 2:57.19, the time to beat. Heat number 2 sees Poland. Wojtaszek, Slivka from Poland. Kochi and Korozova of Czechia. Nedelia and Hogas from Romania. So some different, Romania being one of the different countries that we're not typical of seeing in A group anyway. underway. Romania's Hogas in the lead. So 6-lap race. You see the exchange zone.
Again, so integral to get that timing. And if I was skating this race, that would make me a little nervous. Like, long track skaters go so fast and they don't necessarily train for this all day, every day. So it is difficult to figure out exactly when you should be making that exchange. Again, as Signa said, there is a 50-meter exchange rate, or exchange zone, excuse me. And if you exchange outside of that 50 meters, you are disqualified. So timing is everything.
The men will skate 2 laps here before handing off to the women again. Bit of drafting going on here. Romania tucking in, already in the green from Austria's time set in the opening heat. They're coming in with a lot of speed too, so timing that speed and timing that exchange.
Absolutely, and I mean, if you do the math, right, these women just skated, so they have to quickly get back into position for their 2 laps. And now Romania, that was a nice little exchange.
Clean handoff. Poland getting theirs in as well. And Czechia before the exchange zone. So Romania and Poland both in the green at this stage of the race. Romania's Hogas. Good 15 feet lead right now.
Building her corners nicely.
Poland's catching up.
Yeah, it is difficult. 6 laps and to start and stop. The lactic absolutely does pool quite quickly, as this exchange is going to determine how the men start this.
Oh, it's very slow off the push-off, very slow. But Poland able to pull ahead. Bell lap now. Well behind the time because that exchange was so slow.
Again, all timing.
So Poland in front. Romania trying to race down this final straight. Oh, back and forth. It looks like Poland just a hair ahead of Romania. So a slower heat. Austria still the leaders right now, 2:57.19. 2 more heats remain. And it could get a little messy in these next 2 heats because there's 4 teams each, 4 countries in each of the next 2 heats.
Including Portugal, right? Like, we got to give a little love to that, all right?
Yeah.
It is, to Signa's point, it is so cool to see some newer countries, of course, competing at the World Cup. This is a very, very new discipline in long track speed skating. It was contested 3 times last year. Team Canada were the overall winners. But it's a blank slate. It's a bit, you know, the picture is still being painted, Signa. I think we're all still learning how to be just that much better at the mixed relay.
Well, this is one of those things that a lot of national sporting organizations, international sporting organizations are trying to find ways to do mixed gender races, right? We saw it with swimming, we see it in track and field. Yeah, so we'll see. Mixed team event in aerials in Winter Olympics.
Which is exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. So
this is not
an Olympic event, but just saying that they're trying to find ways to make mixed gender events part of the Olympic movement. A little
Little good
Lane
luck.
intro. I like the lane intro.
Yeah.
Ostlander and Emile of Germany. Chloe Hugendorn and Wesley Dice. Hugendorn flew in just for this event. Hungary, Bodai and Merckx. I like this lane intro. This is where it gets. This is
fun.
this is fun.
Yeah.
Silva and Rodriguez of Portugal. So again, 4 teams on the ice for this heat. So the exchange is even more critical.
Go to the start.
Germany is in the black skin suit. The Netherlands, of course, that familiar orange with Hugendorn. Portugal and Hungary, the other teams rounding out this heat. It is the Netherlands in first, Germany in second. Again, the women will skate 1 lap around before exchanging to the men, who will do 2 laps. First exchange, and it's nice and clean.
That was a good exchange, particularly by the Dutch. Wesley Dice, of course, knows a thing or two about racing. Looking very, very relaxed. Heading into his, well, essentially 600 meters to go before the next exchange.
So they do 2 laps. The women will now do 2 laps. So Dice in control, ahead of Emile of Germany. Wanting to give himself some space for this next exchange, coming in with speed. Will hand off to Hugendorn. Hugendorn is on that inner. A nice clean exchange, push.
And you could see Wesley actually 2-foot that corner. I think he was going, okay, I come
gotta
in
slow
with
down?
yeah, I've got to gauge my speed. It is such a dance to figure out how to exchange. Again, short track, these athletes train this every single day. They do relays week in, week out. This is brand new in the grand scheme of things to long track speed skating.
So it's the Netherlands in first, Germany right behind. And coming into their final lap coming up. So the Germans drafting. Hugendorn looking for the exchange, and they're going to slingshot. So they do the slingshot, and Germany did the regular push. So Dice, little bit of an edge. Emile's got to chase him down. So the Netherlands still leading this heat.
Nice corner entry, looking perhaps for a world record here, Signa.
Dice driving towards the finish line. .254.05. And that's a new world record.
I didn't want to say anything, but I was going, whoa, they're going really nice and quick here. That could just be very, very close to the world record. Beautiful, Signa.
So 254.05, the new world record. Wesley Dice, Chloe Hugendorn. That comes with a little extra cash money too, doesn't it?
Yeah, she's probably saying thanks.
Thanks for flying in.
I'm glad I flew in for this one. Congratulations, people are on their feet here. They did do that slingshot for the final exchange. And Dice brought it home. Nice and strong. Solid first exchange. That's really that short track style. And then great control here. Here is their other exchange. Again, looking very sharp. Hogendorn flew in for this competition. And that's a world record for the Dutch.
One final heat, heat number 4. Features 4 countries as well: Canada, Norway, Finland, and Kazakhstan. Yan-Quinn Zhao and Yvonne Blondin represent the Maple Leaf in this race. For Norway, Bjorn Magnussen, Julie Nistad Samsonsen. From Finland, Kivioja and Suomalainen. Ilyashenko and Klenko of Kazakhstan. So Canada, Norway, Finland, Kazakhstan in the final heat. The time to beat is a world record time, 2:54.05, set by the Netherlands.
Can we just give a quick shout out to Yvonne Blondin, who has skated 3 times today?
Yeah. Team pursuit, mass start, which she won. Picked up a silver medal in the team pursuit, and now in this race, a 6-lap mixed relay.
And
already some tripping up.
this is nice and aggressive. Yvonne does have years and years and years of short track experience, so she's quite comfortable in a pack and she's quite comfortable with an exchange, and that is a beautiful lead
exchange
for the Canadians as Yan-Quinn takes it out. He had a great 500 meter this morning in the B division. They've had success as a team together.
Yan-Quinn Zhao leading things out for Canada. Closed down though by Bjorn Magnussen. They'll do 2 laps around the track before handing off to their teammate. Halfway through.
This is really fast too. I mean, we're talking about tactics, but make no mistake, these men are blazing right now.
So Yan-Quinn Zhao looking to hand off to Yvonne Blondin. A push, and Blondin and Samsonsen nearly colliding there, but Blondin, that short track awareness and used to skating in a pack, really benefiting there. They've lost a lot of time, though.
But to clip blades at this speed
Ugh.
is dangerous. Like, we are living on the edge.
Blondin taking that inner.
Nice little inside pass, showing her short track prowess. Building out.
Blondin trying to pull away. You can see she's really starting to tie up. Just gritting it out. Looking for this final exchange. Blondin, we've got athlete down. But Yanquin Zhao is off to the races. 1 lap to go. Couple athletes down on the pitch. Yanquin Zhao's got to make up some time if they want to get on the podium, though. Zhao's going to push. Trying to get on the podium are the Canadians. Right to the line. No, in fourth. 2:56. 7-2. So Norway with a Netherlands with a world record.
And a nice little chunk of change to go home with. Congratulations. That was really exciting. This was a fun little heat. But again, we've seen just how quickly it can turn. You have to be rock solid in the exchanges because it is so easy to just find yourself on your heels. Boom, you are down on the ice.
On your bottom, yeah. We saw a few athletes there. They looked no worse for wear. Everybody back up on their feet. So Netherlands, Germany, and Hungary will take home the medals. In the mixed relay. Looks exhausting. That's all I can say.
Well, you can certainly tell after they have led those 2 laps and then having to either finish it off or start it off. The lactic certainly does pool. Yanquin Zhao wearing number 2 there. Beautiful future, but these two deserve all the glory right now.
Yeah.
World record. Congratulations to the Dutch.
2:54.05, that world record time. Germany and Hungary round out the podium. The Canadians just out in fourth. One final medal ceremony to wrap up the Calgary World Cup, the second stop on the ISU speed skating season. Picking up the bronze medal today. Bodai and Merckx.
In second place, and silver medalist, Germany.
From Germany, your silver medalists are Stefan Amele and Anna Ostlander. comes with the gold medal and a world record. Should get a little bit of coin for getting a world record.
Walking around money.
Yeah.
$10,000.
That's not too shabby.
Congratulations. That's
Yeah.
a good day at the office.
Wesley Dice and Chloe Hogendorn,
Who just flew in
who
for
just
this.
flew in for this specific race.
They get those beautiful golden world record
Nice.
rings. Woo, a little bit of a tongue twister there. Yeah, they're gorgeous.
And the white hats.
Congratulations to the ISU World Cup medalists for the mixed relay.
Mixed relay medalists, the Netherlands, Germany, and Hungary. So Canada no longer in fourth. There was a disqualification in that mixed relay. So we'll get a DQ. They're not alone in that category. Of course, mixed relay, we talked about the precariousness of it off the top.
And you have to exchange within that,
That
50 meters.
Yeah.
So there's the first exchange. That looked all right. There's Team Norway to their left. Here's our second exchange coming up. You can see Yang Quinn kind of doing a shoulder check. Okay, where are you, Evany? And the last exchange. So Canada, after coming fourth, Signa. Unfortunate disqualification, but again, exciting discipline perhaps for the future as a bunch of long trackers learn how to kind of mix long track and short track together. I was watching, holding my breath, to be honest,
Yes.
because they go very fast, and it is.
And you're racing against other people at the same time.
Yes.
So, yes.
It's not without its dangers.
okay. It's
but-
okay.
So we have confirmed it has been that last exchange that the Canadians were disqualified for. Congratulations to the Dutch. Beautiful world record. And we saw some great racing through 3 days at the Calgary Olympic Oval. It meant a lot to me. It felt significant to be here, growing up, skating here. And the sport is in a good place. That is the final exchange for the Canadians that got them
I
disqualified.
see the Norwegians going down there behind the scenes there. And the Finns. Maybe Yan Quinn was outside of the exchange zone. That inner. They're looking at the rule room. I'll call it the rule room. So one last look at that exchange. So in any case, the Canadians hoping to get on the podium after some dominant performances in the past in the mixed relay, but not today. But yeah, you mentioned some great racing. You know, I look back at some highlight performances of the weekend. You know, who stands out to you? I mean, Jordan Stolz obviously comes to mind.
I think the 500 meters, anyone could be on the podium on any given day. Femke Kok, of course, the queen of sprint speed skating right now. But that 5,000 meter signal on that first day was perhaps some of the greatest long distance speed skating I have ever seen. It was spectacular. And we are only, a handful of weeks away from Milano Cortina. Buckle up. What a privilege this has been.
Joy Berne, 3 gold medals this weekend. And lots of great racing. You know what? I like to, keep it spicy on the way to Milano Cortina, right?
The rivalries are just budding and the narratives are thick. And it's a great time to be a fan of this sport.
2 more World Cups to go. Heerenveen and Hamar. And then we'll see who some of these Olympic teams look like. A maximum of 8 women, 8 men per country. So still plenty to be decided. Well, for my colleague Anastasia Busis, I'm Signa Butler. Thanks so much for joining us on this second stop of the ISU Speed Skating World Cup season. And on behalf of our entire crew here in Calgary, thanks so much for watching and joining these 3 days of competition. And we'll see you at the next World Cup.